and at least one of your parents or grandparents was born in Ghana, or you were born outside Ghana. And
Chartered Institute of Realtors organized lecture series to educate the public and the real estate bodies on property documentation and how challenges that surround land issues can be reduced in Ghana.
Or whatever carries more weight in law. That is what is showing that you are the owner of the property. Not the receipt. What is saying is that you are giving money to a citizen and he has taken that money. That is receipt. But if that were to be the case, then so if they say they've given it to you forever and they are preparing to ensure that there's a forever indenture.
My advice to whoever wants to invest in land, first and foremost, please, there are a lot of technicalities when it comes to the acquisition of land. You need experts to help you. If I talk about experts, I'm talking about first lawyers to scrutinize documents and advise you accordingly. You need valuers to assess whatever thing that you are buying to know whether you are paying the right price. You need surveyors to confirm whether the site plan given you is actually the very place allocated to you. So I will beg of each and every interested person in the acquisition of land to ensure he engages the services of professionals. That is what we lack in this country. We wouldn't want to engage the services of lawyers because we think lawyers are expensive. But trust me, when you hit the rock, you come back to the lawyer. And at that point, you may even have to pay much more than if you had contacted the lawyer earlier. So that would be my piece of advice. Please, let's connect. Don't think that you bought this property, you have this indenture, and therefore you can replicate that indenture. No two properties are the same. They can be similar, but they can never be the same. So you always need the advice of experts, lawyers, surveyors, especially. I made the delivery, but the feedback I'm getting indicates that it should be a continuous event. Because you can see these are enlightened people. They are the middle and high class in society. But they've realized today that they didn't even know what land is when it comes to law. They've learned something. How much more those in the lower class? So these lectures should be organized and we should have a means of getting more people involved so that we can all learn from each other. So it's a fantastic program. I never thought it was going to be this massive, because when you know something, you think the other person knows it. But I mentioned one thing, I look at their faces and I realize that they are learning new things. So I'm amazed. It's a very good program. It should be encouraged.
Property, always ensure that you know who you are buying from. Establish the owner of the property. Okay, establish who is selling the property. Get ID cards. Know who the person is. Okay, so you should also know that where the land is. You should do your searches and be sure that whatever the documentations are saying, the Lands Commission is also saying that. We also spoke about the fact that you should also do your searches, like physical searches. Go on the land, ask the adjoining property owners. They would know more things about the property that may not be on record. Okay, so just do all of those things before you part with money or before you accept anybody's money, because once you take the money and then it turns out that something didn't go right, you don't want to be sued or be taken as a fraudster. So always ensure that you have the proper documentation before you pass with money or before you accept anybody's money. Actually, when my senior colleague actually spoke to me about this, I was really impressed with that. It was really a short notice, but seeing the level of participation, the interest in this, and it was really, really remarkable. And I accepted to come here, even though it was a short notice, but because I knew what issues we have with land in Ghana especially. It's just a lot of problems. And if we can have all these lectures to be able to sensitize people, and we all know what we are supposed to do, I think most of the land issues we have in Ghana would be reduced. You can be a genuine person in business, but because of how our system is, you can be taken as a fraudster. Okay, so always do your due diligence. he has aside the documentation, go on the land, ask questions. Okay, don't just take. I mean, people can forge documents and give you something which you would also unknowingly give to somebody else. So always just do your due diligence. Yes, the documentation is okay. Everything paper is a paper, no lie. I mean, that's good. But the most important thing is you should also go on the land physically. Don't just sit in your office and get documentation, go to Lands Commission, do your searches and all of that. Go on the land and ensure that whatever you are seeing is actually what has been written. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Nation One TV. Kindly subscribe for more news updates.